class, Parashat Mishpatim. There's so many laws. There's 118 Pesukim. There is over 50 mitzvot in this parasha. We're not going to go over the parasha. I've decided to do something special today. What's so special about it? So before we start, we always say, start with thanks to Lopez family for hosting this shiur Parashat Shavua. May this shiur bring blessing to this house, and all the participants also. This parasha, this time, Parashat Mishpatim, that contains so many laws to do and not to do. It's a little bit connected to the parasha we read last week, Parashat Yitro, the Ten Commandments. There's one commandment I want to focus this week. It says in the Ten Commandments, and unfortunately, many people have very little knowledge about this mitzvah. And unfortunately, many do a lot of mistakes. The mitzvah called, honor your father and your mother. If you read in our parasha, chapter 21, verse 15 and 17, it says here, Makeh aviv ve'imo, what you want? Who should put to death? Someone who strikes his parents. Someone curses his father and mother should put to death. And the mitzvah we learned last week was honor your parents. What does that mean, honor your parents? Till what age I'm obligated? From which age I'm obligated? What if they're divorced? What's the meaning of, it says one place, that you need to have fear from your father and your mother. So what's the difference between honor, respect, and fear of your parents? What about a wife that you said, but my father said, but my mother said, she needs to listen to her husband or to her father and mother? They brought her to this world, but now she's married. There's a limit to this mitzvah, to a certain age, certain years. What if the father or the mother are wicked? What if they shame you in front of a lot of people? So there's a lot of questions about this, about this special mitzvah. And what's the reward for this mitzvah? It's a long life. Long life. Everybody wants long and healthy life. And this is the key, which means today, if we learn the halachot and we follow them, it's guaranteed. Because God, whenever He says anything in the Torah, He will fulfill. There's no question about it. Ken?
Isn't it saying that it will extend the days of his living and not the years?
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol nihyo bidvoro.
Amen.
When Hashem run this world, as we mentioned before, midah keneged midah, measure for measure, which means that whatever you do, they'll do something to you. So if you honor your parent, Hashem now has to pay you with a long life. So you become a parent, and your children will respect you. Usually you'll see it in your own eyes, even without Torah, that the way you treated your parents, your children treating you, more or less is the same. So what is this law is all about? What is so special about honor your parents and your father and your mother? If you honor them, you get a long life. If you dishonor them, what you're going to get? Short life. So, well, what's the halacha? I need to know what to do, so I get a long life, not a short life. So what's the halacha? What's the procedure? What should we avoid from? What should we be careful with? Let me start with teaching and learning the difference between fear and respect. What does that mean? The law says the following: one must extremely careful to honor and fear one's father and mother, as the Torah associates these the derogatives with the honor and fear of heaven. You hear? You honor your father and your mother. Hashem says you are respecting me. You're giving me respect. But what does that mean? Fear of parents includes the following prohibitions. Does anybody have any idea what type of prohibitions? It's a daily prohibitions. And unfortunately I saw it in some houses, they are not careful about it. And in written in Shamayim, not honoring the parents. The halacha says about fear of parents, refraining from standing in the parents' designated place of prayer before the parents' eyes. So your father has a special spot in the shul, and your father is in the Bet Knesset. You should not use that spot. It's designated to your father. Refraining from sitting in the parents' designated seat of dining before the parents' eyes. Every parent that I know of have a special spot in the Shulchan Shabbat, in the dining room. One never ever sits on that seat. What if they're not there? What if they're out of town? What if there are people around the family gathered without father and mother? What if there's nobody there, only me? I still break this law? Indeed, even if the parent is not present, but there are others dining at the table, one should not sit in the parent's designated seat, as it demonstrates disrespect. However, if one is alone in the house with members of household, and neither of the parent nor any guest are present, it is permissible to sit in the parent's chair. Yet, there are stringent opinions that forbid this as well, and it is best to adhere to the stringency. I remember in my house, it doesn't matter if the parents in the house, grandpa, grandma, doesn't matter. This belongs to Abba, this belongs to Ima, you don't sit there, it doesn't matter. If they are there, present or not. Refraining from contradicting or confirming a parent's statement. So your father says something, he says, no, I don't think it's actually, even if it speaks politics. He just said the wrong scores for Mavericks against, Lakers. He said, no, it was actually 105 to 98. Forbidden. Disrespect. More than that. Listen to this. The score was 105-98. Yeah, my father is right. You know, your father says, the halacha is, you have to say the beracha over food out loud. And then you say, whatever my father says is right. You're not supposed to say it. It's against halacha. Why your father doesn't need your confirmation? Like without you saying yes, giving the stamp, it doesn't worth anything. Not contradicting and not confirming. You see how one needs to be careful? Your parents talk, you close your mouth. Refraining from calling or writing one's father or mother's name. Augusto, David, Bobo, Kiddush, Abba, Ima. Can call them by their names. What if your friend's name is also David? Your father's name is David, and your friend's name is David. Your father sits in the living room, and your friend is here. And you go, David, let's go play. Can you say it?
No.
Your father's name is also David. When your father present, you can call even your friend in his name because they have the same name. You know, Ashkenazi has a halacha that you don't marry a wife, a woman that has the same name of of his mother. So if his mother's name is Rachel, you can't marry any Rachel. But if they fell in love, she has to change her name. That's a big contradiction.
Oh my gosh.
Refraining from calling or writing one's father or mother's name, either in their lifetimes or after their passing. Rather, one should state or write, my father, David. Even if not in the presence of the parent. If the parent's name is a common one, like, Shalom, David, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, it is permissible to call others by the same name if one is not in the presence of the parent. So when it's permitted, when it's a common name. And one condition, your father or mother cannot be in that room. Being careful, behaving, acting like that, build up a respect and honor to the parent. When you do that, Hashem loves you. Blessings come, start to pour on you. It is permissible to study. Okay.
I have a question regarding that. If you live in a place,
Mama?
if you live in a place, like for example you live in the United States, your parents live in Israel, they come for a visit, your friends ask you for your father or your mother's name, how should you introduce them? Are you allowed to introduce them, hi, this is my father, and say his name, hi, this is my mother, this is her name, or they're asking you, what's your father's name?
Okay.
What's your
You
mother's
should
name?
say, you can say with the introduction, this is my Abba Shmuel, this is my Ima Tziona. But you say it with the introduction. You can say, this is Tziona, this is Shmuel, this is Yaakov, this is Moshe. No, this is my father, my mother. It is permissible to study Torah. Let's say you study Gemara and the name of your father is all the way Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan, and your father is right there. It is permissible to study Torah, Gemara, and I have to say it a little bit quickly because we have a lot of halachot. There's actually 13 halachot, and we are on the first one. Torah, Gemara, Midrash, even if the father's name is mentioned, and even if in the presence of one's father, one should not read a letter aloud in the presence of one's parent if the letter mentioned the name of the parent. However, if the parent is not present, it is permissible to read the letter aloud if it is obvious that one is not referring to one's father. Okay? Do you need a stand for it? I don't know if I have one, but... Okay. Yeah. Good? Okay. Next. So this is very simple. You want a long life, you need to be careful. You see, this is not a hard job right now. This is the easy part. You know, honoring your parents is the hardest mitzvah in the Torah. Maybe one of the hardest. Because you need to honor them while they're alive and they're still alive, and when they after they pass away and after they're dead. This is a long task. As long as you're alive, you need to respect them and honor them.
What happened when you're a convert? You don't have a father or mother. You became
right. So if you are in the presence of your father and mother, nevertheless, you consider in Judaism as a newborn, you need to show them respect, great respect. And they see the greatness of Torah. Imagine that you treat them badly. So this is Torah. This is what you become. He was a good boy. And now you become a Jew and it's just disgusting. No, you show them the beauty of Torah. You're 10 times better after learning all this halachah and changing your ways and midot. They're going to say, wow, this is Torah. This is halakha, this is Judaism. The respect.
And what about if you convert and your parents convert?
Same. If before they convert, definitely before after conversion. Honoring one's parent include, and this is honoring now, not respect. Next stage, honoring. Honoring them with three things. Serving them to eat and drink, dressing them, escorting them. Dressing them if they need help, when they get old, or even when your father is about to leave, he's young, but he needs his jacket. So you prepare the jacket for him, he just put the hands in. Or give him his hat. Something like that. Okay? You already fulfilled the mitzvah in 5 seconds. Honoring your parents and check mark in Shamayim. Just giving him the jacket, holding the jacket so he can put his hands. All the above must be done with pleasant expression. With a smile, with a joy. It's not a burden. If one is, let's say, one should support his parents financially.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If one is financially secure, let's say you have enough to pay the bills, and you can help. If one is financially secure, one is obligated to support them in accordance with their needs and desires. So, you see children, sometimes they go to the parents' house, they eat, they drink, they got married many years before. They eat, they drink, they sleep, they don't even think during the Hagim to bring something. Their parents paying for the food, doesn't grow on trees. They have to pay for electricity, air conditioning, water, the gas, a lot of stuff. Bring something, participate. For years, no, they are my parents, they owe me. They owe you nothing according to the halakha, especially when you get married. From the age of 6 years old, they don't owe you anything. Hear what I said? Six. So after 6 years old, everything they do for you is kindness, chesed. Actually, nobody neglects their kids when they're 6 years old, okay? The age of 18, you get married, that's it, they owe you anything. They have no obligation to you. And yet, where is my room for Shabbat? Where do I sit? Why the food is this? Why the food is that? Air conditioning? You have complaint? Pay. Participate, help. You're doing a great mitzvah. Hashem will reward you for this. Hashem will give you more money, so next time you come, you can give them more. One must never tire of serving one's parent, even when they become elderly or demanding of attention. The mitzvah of honoring one's father and mother is paramount. Even if one's parents incur great humiliation or loss upon one, they shame you in front of a lot of people. Oh, come on, shut up, be quiet. What? They shame you. There's a lot of people. You're a Rabbi or you're a speaker. You close your mouth, it's your father, it's your mother. A little bit mentally not stable. You have to give them 100% of respect, regardless of their situation. Yes, it's a shame for you, it's humiliating, but you incur a great reward in Shammai. It's very hard sometimes. This is our mission. Even if one's parents incur great humiliation or loss upon one must never shame them or become angry at them. Instead, one is obligated to accept the law of the Torah with humility and remain silent. But my friends are coming, don't embarrass me. See, you hear children 12 years old, 14 years old, they want to teach the parents how to behave before their stupid friends. The friends are more important than the parent that raise you and feed you and buy you everything you need. You always embarrass me. Because they have zero knowledge of Torah, these children. When they have a little bit Torah, they won't say it, they won't complain. They say to the friends, you don't like it, don't come to my house. You come to my house, this is the rules in the house. That's it. Parents, they are the crown over our head. it is forbidden to wake if he is asleep, one parent from slumber, even if failing to do so will incur severe losses or damage upon one. What if the father will say, "Hey, why didn't you wake me up? I lost this client now." If you know that your father will be upset and will be happy if you wake him up, it's fine. However, if waking one's parents is to the parents' benefit, and one is aware that one's parents will be distressed upon the loss, it is actually a mitzvah to wake them, as it brings them pleasure. Moreover, it is also a great mitzvah to wake one's parent for the purpose of a mitzvah. Abba, mincha, Abba, shaharit. No, don't wake him up. It's against... No, it's not against halacha. It's time to do kiddush. It's time to go to Bet Knesset. It's not time to sleep. God forbid, if he's sick, if it's a special situation, if you're already daven, that's a different case. If it's time to go to tefillah, it's a mitzvah to wake him up. The Talmud brings a story about Dama ben Nitima. You heard the story that the Chachamim needs a stone, and they want to wake him up, and he didn't. He says, "I can't. My father is asleep." They offer him over millions of dollars cash. I don't wake him up. They left. I don't know what father responded to that when he woke up, but from Shamayim they give him a great blessing. Next year, they found the stone elsewhere, but next year he got the red heifer, the red cow, very rare. And they came to him and he said, "What I lost last time, just give me now." So you see, even a non-Jew get reward when he honors his parents. It's not one of the 7 universal laws, honor your parents, but if you do it, you get reward. We can learn that from this special story. 4. What's going to be the case if your father is violating a Torah commandment, or is doing a mistake, or saying they're saying the wrong halacha? We're doing kiddush. Should we wash now? No, that's okay. The halacha says we don't have to. We just eat bread now. You hear that? You just come back from yeshiva. You know the halacha. You must wash before you eat bread. What you going to say? No, nonsense. We have to wash. That's the halacha. You're right. That's the halacha. But it's very wrong to say it. So how would you say it?
You bring the book of halacha and you show him.
It might be embarrassing.
Or you can say later, remind when...
But later they're going to miss the halacha. They're going to miss washing the hands.
Take him to the side.
Take him to the side. It's a good option. Listen what the halacha says. One who witnessed his father violating commandments of the Torah may not directly state, "Father, you have transgressed the words of the Torah." Rather, one must gently hint, "Father, is it not written in the Torah that, isn't it saying the halacha that we have to wash before we eat bread?" Your father said, "Oh, actually, yeah. Thank you. It's my son. See, I sent him to yeshiva." And the question form not as a warning or statement. Similarly, one who overheard his father incorrectly stating in the halacha should not state, "You are wrong," but rather, isn't the law as follows? And he would state, indeed, in every situation one must endeavor to comment with great respect and humility in a manner that will not insult or cause embarrassment to one's parents. One is obligated to honor and fear one's parents, even if the parent is wicked and transgresses the mitzvot, and it is obviously absolutely forbidden to disparage or cause them pain. But he's wicked, yet is your father. You act like a Torah learner, like a Torah observant. One day, he will learn from you. The moment you disrespect him, you say, "This is Torah. This is what you study in the Bet Sefer and Bet Knesset and the classes you go." This is why I don't like Torah. This is why I don't like halacha. Exactly. You see parents that many cases when the mother, she was more absorbent, sending her children to yeshiva, all of a sudden see how the boys are acting. They're standing when they come to the room, they speak with respect, they're saying the words of Torah, people listening to them. He feels, well, this is my son, what is this? I never thought he's giving me such a pleasure, such an honor. He's not keeping Shabbat, not even one halacha. But now he learned from his little children, 14, 15 years old. That's the beauty of Torah. Next. What if your father says, it says in the Torah, you all in yeshiva, right? It says in the Torah, you should honor, you should listen to me, right? So please turn the light on. But Abba, it's Shabbat today. You have to listen to me. If you don't listen to me, turn the light on. You break and transgress a law from the Torah. But Abba, it's Shabbat. What you should do? Listen to his father?
No.
It says, "Kabed et avicha v'et imecha," honor your parents, but and Shabtotai Shemot, keep my Shabbat. Hashem says, honor your parents, but keep my Shabbat. Honor my parents, but honor me first. Because he's your father, but I'm your father. I'm your father and his father too. You're both obligated to honor me. So Hashem's first. God is first. One must not heed the request of his parents if they instruct him to violate the Torah or request something that will either directly or indirectly lead to the transgression of positive or negative commandments, or even a mitzvah instituted by Chazal, by the rabbis. Therefore, if one's parents pressures one to violate Shabbat, divorce one's wife, or attempt to prevent one from moving to Eretz Israel, one is not obligated to fulfill their command. So first, this is the first hint, to whom you should listen. To your wife or to your parent. A woman, she got married. Your father says yes, your husband says no. To whom are you going to listen?
Husband.
We'll see it in a second. A boy who, let's say a boy has a dilemma. What's the dilemma? His parents wants to send him to a regular school or a secular school. He got an offer to go to yeshiva. They'll take care of him. There's a dormitory, there's food, there's everything. Parents, regular school. Yeshiva. He should follow his parents' wishes or go to the yeshiva. A boy who wishes to learn in a specific Torah institution which he thinks will best suit him is not obligated to heed the opposition of his parents, as the mitzvah of Torah study suppresses that of honoring one's father and mother. Similarly, if a child wishes to marry, he or she is not obligated to heed her parents' objections. Who can decide if you get married? Only you and your wife, or your wife to be. Your parents can state their opinion, what they think, but they can tell you, don't marry. Now this is the case. Your father and mother are sitting in the same room, they both give you a mission to do. Who are you going to do first? Who are you going to listen first? Abba or Ima? Yeah. She's ready with the...
Abba.
Huh? Abba? You agree? If both parents individually appeal to a child to perform two different actions, the child should first fulfill the words of his father and then the words of his mother. Why? Since a wife is also commanded to honor her husband. What if they're divorced? However, if one's parents are divorced, the standing of the two is equal, and one may fulfill the request in order of preferences. If one parent is deceased, one should first fulfill the wish of the living parent, as one is obligated to honor the living before the deceased. What does that mean? Deceased, you can give instructions. If on the will, he says certain things you should do before Shabbat, you do so and so. And now your mother says, I want you to, no, but father says on the will, he's dead. He passed away. You listen to the living first, and then do what your father says and state on the will. Okay? What if your father says, you see this box? No one should use the electronic device that we have there. The very next thing you see is your mother using it and putting it in the box. Are you supposed to say to your father? You're obligated to tell on your mother?
No.
Nope.
What if he asks, who used this electronic device? You know it's your mother. Are you obligated to say?
No.
You're not eligible to say it. Not only that, you're not.
One who witnesses his mother performing an action of which his father does not approve is obligated to conceal the fact from his father, not to say. Even if his father demands to know who perpetrated the action, and will be angry at the child if he does not respond. Comprende?
Yes.
Good. Next. Hence, a child should not remove... Next. The halacha is, if one who disgraces his parents, even in speech, or gesture, or is cursed by heaven, by Hashem. Furthermore, one who strikes his father or mother transgresses the commandment of the Torah, and one who wounds his father or mother is punished with choking. He will die from suffocation. What if your father has a splinter? And you say, please, can you help me get it out? You know, you get it out, blood is going to come out. But your father asks, take it out. Can you? What if you're a dentist? Finally, my son is a dentist.
Bravo.
The halacha says, hence, a child should not remove a splinter from his parent, lest he cause the parent to bleed. Similarly, a doctor should not give his parents or operate on them unless there is no other doctor and it is a matter of saving their life. Okay? I have a friend that his son is a dentist, and one day, he says to me, we were talking about families, and he mentioned that his son is a dentist, and it's great. Anytime he comes to town, he brings his tool and take care of him, and all that. I said, it's not permitted. So what do you mean? He says, he's going to take blood of you. He's making his sin. That's a mitzvah. We've been doing this for years. So I told him, listen, he can make a deal with his friend that he will treat his parents and his friend will treat you. Something like that. But he can't do that because there's a lot of other options here, a lot of dentists, a lot of doctors, they can take care of you. You need to be very, very careful about it. Even if it's for a good cause, you have good intention, take a splinter. So it's better to ask someone else or a neighbor or your mother. Your mother can take blood out of you. Doesn't sound good. She can hit you and get blood out of you. All right. Honoring them, one is obligated to honor his parents even after their passing. Thus, one who mentions their name either verbally or in writing with 12 months after their passing should add, all evil that is due to them should befall me. 12 months after their passing, one should add the words Zichrono livracha, meaning may his memory be a blessing. Or Alav HaShalom. What's Alav HaShalom? Means
Peace upon you.
peace upon him. That's it. Very good. That was Halacha 11. 2 more to go. Questions so far? Okay? Many of these halakha were new to you, or you know all that? Okay? So you see how important it is, not just to honor your father and mother. What does that mean? Now you know the children cannot sit, and teach your children, whoever is not here, teach them about the sit. Because every time he sit there, he sins. You know, parents also should be very careful not to give them a lot of tasks. Do this, do that. Bring me, bring this. Why not? Why not? Because if they don't do it properly, in Shamayim is written they disrespect their parent. So don't give them too many tasks. Only what's necessary.
Is this only for parents or like mother-in-law, father-in-law?
Parents, you should give the same respect to if you were adopted or something like that. Are you taking a mother-in-law, father-in-law? That's my next halacha.
To his mom, can I call her by her first name?
No.
Kamoti.
No, what I do, it's a Yemenite custom, and I think it's some of the Babylonian custom. I never called my mother-in-law by her name. Her name is Mazal, and I call her Mazal. First I call her Doda. That's the minhag. I call her Doda. My father-in-law, I used to call him, he passed away a few years ago, I call him Dod. Dod, uncle, it's not uncle. Dod, Doda, that's it. So you should never call your mother-in-law by her first name. Your father was you call him Doda or Dod?
Can I call them father-in-law, mother-in-law in their native language?
Like what?
Suegra.
You can do that. If you want to follow the ancient custom, call him Dod and Doda. This is from the time King David and Shlomo. Next. A parent should not burden his children and be demanding demands for respect, lest he cause them to falter in this mitzvah of honoring their parents. Rather, one should overlook and forgive any misdeeds of the children. A father may forgive the honor that is due to him. So the father can say, but I don't recommend that. You can sit wherever you want. You can sit on my chair. He can forgive, but I don't recommend that because it brings a lot of disrespect later on. So if you give them a task, you can say and feel and say it before. Every time I give them task, if they don't fulfill it 100% to my satisfaction, I forgive. I'm good with that. I'm not going to show them. I'm not going to encourage them not to finish their task, but I forgive them. This is a good thing to say. Why? Because if they don't do it 100%, tell them, wash the dishes. Who is washing the dishes today? Danny. And Danny washed the dishes so-so. Some did, some didn't. You forgive them in advance. Because if he didn't do it the way he should, it's disrespect. He didn't honor his parents. Next. It is forbidden for a father to strike his oldest son. You see, you can hit your Yosef Chaim. Don't hit it.
Oldest?
He's his oldest now. Even if he did not yet reach the age of bar mitzvah, as he places stumbling blocks before the child and tempts the child to respond physically or verbally. Rather, the father should rebuke his son verbally for misdeeds. You hit him, you push him, you stress him, he's going to say something. And these words that comes out of his mouth could be, God forbid, something bad and wrong. From Shamayim is charged right now. Death penalty. Who caused that? You pushed them too much.
Does this regarding as well for the firstborn That's
All the children, boys and girls. Girls, of course, you don't touch at all. Children sometimes need to be held and strained. It's not this class to teach. I've been asked these questions many times if one is allowed to hit his children. We are not for it. Sometimes a little patch, sometimes you hold strong, and fortunately it could be a good thing. We're not encouraging violence, and we don't want to see that the father has to get to this level of hitting his children. No. Sometimes a word is enough, a look. Okay? That's not our topic. Less halacha for today. What about father-in-law and mother-in-law? So the best way is to address them with dod and doda. Or any other method, not to call them by their first name. They're not your friends. You should give them respect like your father and mother. One is obligated to honor one's father's wife as long as one's father is living, even if the woman is not one's mother. Similarly, one is obligated to honor one's mother's husband as long as one's mother is alive. It is also proper to continue honoring a step-parent even after the biological parent has passed away. One is obligated to honor one's elder brother, whether he is brother from father or mother. One is also obligated to honor one's in-law and grandparents. It's also, you can see it in the Tanakh, all the way. After the parents died, who takes the leadership in the house is the older brother. It's also customary in many cultures. I think in Mexico also they have the same culture. The older brother is like the head of the household. They give respect, almost like a father. Mm-hmm. And this is well understood and well known. And it's all about honoring. You honor other people, they will honor you. So the mitzvah to honor your parents is a must in the Torah. You do it properly, you gain and you get a share in the world to come. You get a long life, a good life. What about the case that they already passed away? So honor them with azkara, yortzeit, kaddish. Ask a Rabbi how you can honor your parents or your father and mother-in-law after they passed away, even if they're still alive. Questions? Ken?
How about if the father and mother, they are not Jewish, and they pass away?
Okay, so basically there's nothing you can do for them. There is a question if you can say Kaddish over a non-Jewish father. The halacha says yes, and this is even a great thing to do. Chacham Obadiah says that it's a great thing to say Kaddish over a passed away father, even if he wasn't Jewish. Okay?
Question. If your parents are divorced and one of your parents got remarried, are you obligated to pay the same amount of respect?
If you live there in the house, yes, because he is right now the father. If you're not living there, you get married, you have no connection to this father, just give them a respect like regular person, not as a father and mother, with the halachot we said, sitting in each place and each spot in the Bet Knesset, they call names, all that. Okay? Any more questions? Yes.
I was reading on Me'amlo that when you honor your parents, you don't do it on the purpose because you're going to get inheritance, like your parents are rich and you're making it because of the money. You have to honor them because of love, because you love them and you do it with the love of Hashem and the Torah.
Yes, it's a great level to honor your parents because Hashem commanded it. Mm-hmm. Most of the people want to believe that they do it only because of that. They appreciate what their parents did for them all their life. or else they are ungrateful. And God hates the ungrateful.
Yeah.
Yes.
You also said about like to dress your parents and to help them.
Ken.
You do that, to take them to the store and stuff.
Ken.
But it doesn't say about giving them money. That's what I read in the Midrash. Maybe I didn't
Just here by giving them.
If you are in a place that you support yourself and you have enough money, you should help them and pay for whatever they need. If they need it. Not just because you go into shopping and you buy them. Some parents are in need, and the children are very financially way better than the parents. That's the case here, okay? If they don't need your help, you don't need help.
If it's in your hand, you can. If it's in your hand to help, you can help them. No problem. You can send them money.
Even before they ask money, it's a mitzvah to be aware of what's going on and help them. And beside that, they need or they don't need. You never go to your parents empty-handed. Nobody, they go into a friend or anybody that invite you empty-handed. Especially to parents. People think the opposite. No, my parents, they won't accept that. You don't care if accept that. You bring the wine or the whiskey or whatever you bring to the table and let them do whatever they want. They make them understand and get used to the fact that you don't come empty-handed. Tell them, oh, I'm not coming.
You call them at least. How are you? Oh, go to call me. Nobody calls me.
Okay.
So, regarding to my question, a follow-up question.
Yes.
If my wife, does she need to pay respect to
Biological father and mother.
not to their spouses?
Not the same way as is the biological father. Biological father, not the same way. Okay? So, Rabbi, everybody, thank you for participating in this special class, special edition of Ohev Israel Foundation. Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll continue with these classes after we come back from the land of Israel. Toda Rabba, Shavua Tov, V'chol Tov.